Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney, and today I'd like to talk to you about a lot of misinformation that's out there in the public about the Social Security disability process. And the reason I'm going to talk to you about this is that over the last few weeks here in Atlanta, and I'm based in Atlanta, the local newspapers published two investigative journalism articles about the Social Security disability process. The first one focused on a woman who had lost her home because of the long delays. I think it had been 2 or 3 years, and she went into foreclosure because the delays took so long. Even though she was eventually approved, her approval came a month or two after she lost her home. And I saw that article and I emailed the reporter, didn't know him, but I emailed him and said, there's something else you need to be talking about, and that is there's a really arbitrary nature to the decisions being made. Look at some of these sites like disabilityjudges.com, and you'll see in one hearing office, Judge A approves 70%, Judge B approves 17%, and it really undermines the legitimacy of the disability system when in the same hearing office you have judges making decisions at such a completely wide range of approval rates. It just makes no sense. How could one judge approve 70%, the next judge approves less than 20%? That means it's a lottery. That your chances of winning are more a function of which judge you get as opposed to the merits of your case. And in any judicial system, there shouldn't be that large of a range. So the reporter called me. We talked about that a little bit. And I also mentioned to him that it was very difficult when judges they didn't have support staff, that they had a really difficult job, and that the subjectivity was just really a big problem in addition to the delays. So the reporter, to his credit, he decided to do a second article, and he quoted me in it. I'm going to put links to both the first and the second one in it. And he also reached out to to a woman who is a judge, I think in Buffalo, New York, and she's the head of the ALJ. I'm not sure if it's a union or some sort of an organization for administrative law judges, and she basically said that judges were getting a lot of pressure from Social Security to deny cases. Big surprise there, because we've seen the approval rates go from about 62% to about 42%. And she said also that Social Security did not have enough funding, that there was no commissioner, that there was not enough, that they didn't have nearly enough support staff. She used to have one person, a paralegal, working for her. Now there was one paralegal working for, I think, 3 judges, so they couldn't prepare the cases as well. And she touched on the subjectivity of decisions and basically said that judges kind of make their own mind up. They don't get a lot of guidance as to what makes up a legitimate claim, and so they just decide how they decide. And so the fact that you may have this wide variety of decisions in a hearing office is just a function of that. I think, again, as she basically says, it's a problem with leadership. So that's what's going on in the Social Security system. But what I thought was really interesting is some of the comments to the article. And in the Atlanta paper, people can log in and they can leave comments. And some of the comments I got were, or some of the comments this article got were, here's one: Rand Paul and the Republicans are coming after you, steak-eating, Cadillac-driving moochers gaming the system. So somebody else says, what's wrong with ramen noodles? I think the lady had said that because of the delays, she was having to eat ramen noodles every day. This person says, what's wrong with that? Third one says, this backlog is due to the high number of moochers who game the system. Now, I guess moochers is the word of the day. This person said, there are legitimate disability claims. Well, that's nice. However, far too many are abusing the system, wanting a free ride because they're too lazy to work. The fraud needs to stop. Now, again, statistically, there's a tiny amount of fraud in the Social Security system. Any multi-billion-dollar program is going to have fraud, no question about it, but just not a lot in Social Security. But according to the public, there's a lot of it. Too much fraud in the system. Takes a long time to weed out the crooks. This one says, those that really need assistance are being neglected because of the millions that are abusing the system. Long ago, people had pride. It was a last resort to apply for disability. Now nobody wants to work for a living. They think they are owed whatever they can get for free. This one says, I have no first-hand knowledge of disability requirements or how long it takes, but I do know that dang near every no-account loser on Judge Judy gets disability. Well, Judge Judy doesn't make disability decisions, but that's what you see. And of course, some people here were deciding they're going to blame the lawyers because they said that lawyers intentionally delay the process because the longer the wait, the bigger the check. Well, I will tell you as an attorney that A, that's unethical. B, it doesn't make any sense because the amount of money we get is capped. Our fee is 25% with a cap of $6,000. And given that $24,000, which would be, obviously $6,000 is 25% of $24,000. So after $24,000 in past due benefits, there's no more money coming to the lawyer. So since $24,000 is typically going to be about 2 to 3 years of delay, that's how long these cases are being delayed by Social Security. It has nothing to do with what the lawyers are doing. But again, this is what we see. People are blaming lawyers for the delay. They're blaming the claimants themselves, saying that they're moochers. And I think we have a lot of that attitude in Congress as well. So what generally I find is that people, are easy to blame the moochers and people that are too lazy to work until they or a loved one have a disease or a condition where they can't work, and then all of a sudden it's no longer being a moocher, it's the system doesn't work because it's taking too long. So I would advise anybody out there who thinks that the system is rife with fraud, do your research. It's not rife with fraud. And the second thing is, think about it. If you were disabled, if you could not work, if you had a medical problem that left you unable to work, you would want the system to work for you and to be fair. And I don't think anybody in the disability system, whether it's an attorney or a claimant or a judge, wants these delays. I think that the system is just broken. It's dysfunctional. There's not enough money for administrating the system, not enough judges, not enough support staff. And I think everybody would like to see a system where people who are applying for disability get their decision within a year, within maybe 15, 16 months at the most. 3 years is outrageous. And I will tell you that I won't take a case unless I think it's legitimate, because I'm not going to keep a case in my office on a contingency. Realize I don't get paid unless I win. I'm not going to take a case unless it's strong. So attorneys do a lot of weeding out right there. And then secondly, anybody who applies who doesn't have really strong medical evidence, or who's younger than 50 typically, or doesn't have a strong support from their doctor, it's going to be an uphill battle. So those folks are not moochers. They're simply they think they're disabled, they're trying to get a decision on it. I don't blame anybody if they think they're disabled for trying. The system is just set up such that unless you have really, really compelling evidence, you're not going to win. So it's not moochers. It's basically people who are hardworking, who've struggled, who've got a medical issue, and again, may not be enough for Social Security, but they're typically trying their best to survive. And that's really what this is about in many cases, and these long delays make it difficult in some cases to survive. So that's my soapbox statement about the delays. I will again put the links to these two articles in the show notes here. I encourage you to read both articles and to leave your own comments and let me know what you think as well in the comments to this video. So anyway, that's what I've got to say about that. This is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney. I encourage you to go to my website, ssdianswers.com, and you can download my Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit there. A lot of good information there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Happy to try to answer those. Again, leave me your thoughts and your reaction to this in the comments below. This is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you all the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the Survival Kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.